Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Live Magic Q&A with me, your host, Madame Pamita, and my very special guest this week. My guest is James Devine. I almost said Divine Hand Jim because that's your name on Instagram. James Devine. I know him as Jim. You know him as Jim. Divine Hand Jim on Instagram, but he is also James Devine. He's amazing magician, wizard. Can I call you a wizard? I've been watching Harry Potter all
a wizard. I don't know. My beard's getting more and more gray, so maybe.
Yeah, I just let it grow long like Dumbledore. Put a little ponytail holder in it like Dumbledore.
That's right. Braid it.
And we're going to be talking to you, answering your questions about magic, spirituality, law of attraction, witchcraft, divination, all those good things, all those fun things. We'll be answering your questions about that. If you are watching this on YouTube, which I eventually will put this on YouTube, I've been a little behind on posting them on YouTube, but I will eventually get this on YouTube. And if you're watching this on YouTube and you want to join us live, it's very easy to do. We don't charge anything. We don't pitch anything, and we pitch a little bit, but we're not like, oh, we're going to give you this little tidbit, and then if you sign up for the course, you'll get it all. No, we just answer questions here. But if you want to join us, it doesn't cost anything. We don't give you a hustle. We don't do anything like that. You can join us for free, and all you have to do is go to spellsquad.com, sign up. You will get a link. The link is the same every week, so you can add it to your calendar. We meet here on Sundays, every Sunday, except for the first Sunday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, and 8 p.m. Eastern time. We are here for an hour and we answer your questions. We just get together and have fun. We drink some tea. In my case, I'm having cold leftover coffee, but we have, or water. I got some special waters.
I'm not going to say whether there's whiskey in my tea today.
We have evidence that you were drinking and unboxing a package from Madame Pamita's Parlor Wonder.
Tipsy Jim.
I love Tipsy Jim. Anyway, we're here and we'd love for you to join us. So if you're finding this on YouTube and you'd like to join us, just go to spellsquad.com, sign up, and you will be here in the room with us asking your amazing questions about magic, which we will be answering, which will be fun. A couple things that I want to announce. If you don't know who I am, I'm Madame Pamita, and you can find me at parlorofwonders.com. That's my shop. That's the place where you can book a reading with me. I sell magical supplies for you to do spells, spell kits, candles, oils, all kinds of cool stuff there. And directions, tons of free resources on that site telling you how to do magic. I've got blogs and articles and how-to guides and videos and podcasts and all kinds of things for you to learn how to do magic, because my passion in life is teaching. One of the things that I love to teach is to teach these workshops. We call them the First Sundays workshops, and they are taking place every first Sunday of the month. Last month, we had the beginning candle magic, and next month, December 6th, we're going to have the advanced candle magic secrets class coming up. There are limited spaces, tickets to get in. I don't know if it's a ticket entry fee, what would you call it? Tuition for the class, because it is a very intensive 2-hour learning session, but it is recorded. So even if you can't make it live, you can join us by watching the recording if you purchase your space, and your space is $40, but those spaces are limited. And so I am sure that this one is going to sell out, because this is one that everyone has been waiting for. And once it's done, and I won't be offering it for a very long time, if at all. So
I bought my ticket.
Live, oh, I love that.
Heck yeah.
Yay. Yeah.
I was there at the last one. It was so awesome. And I'm here at the next one.
Oh, I love that. I love that. So anyway, that's going to be coming up December 6th. So make sure if you want to sign up for that, you can go to bit.ly/magic workshops with an S at the end, magic workshops. And that will take you to my workshop page. No K. I'm a lazy witch. I'm not going to write an extra letter. I believe in spelling magic. Like, you know what? The magicians are the ones that have to change their spelling, not the witches. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come at me, magicians.
Take it too long.
Stage magicians.
Hashtag patriarchal. Patriarchy.
Exactly. So anyway, my guest this week is, well, gosh, he needs no introduction because he is a fan favorite here. This is James Devine, otherwise known as Jim Barker, formerly the artist formerly known as Jim Barker, now James
That's
Devine.
right.
He's Divine Hand Jim on Instagram. He's an amazing friend of mine, dear, dear friend of mine, amazing colleague. We've taught classes together, and we've hung out together and presented at workshops together and separately and supported one another. And he is an amazing palmist and also a witch. I mean, I would to say that you're a witch,
Yeah.
right?
Accurate. Yep.
In the Sylvan tradition, right?
That's right.
Sylvan
Yep.
tradition. And he is a great font of knowledge. He's a teacher. You've taught witchcraft to your coven. You're a high priest in your coven. So you've got lots and lots of knowledge to share about witchcraft, lots of knowledge to share about palmistry, no knowledge to share about tarot, but that's where I come in.
Well, it's changed. That's changed since I've gotten to know you.
I know. Did you hear me talking about palmistry in my podcast
I was like,
episode that I was in?
she's so good. This is awesome.
Because we've taught our class so many times that I now know a little bit about palmistry, where I knew nothing about palmistry.
I know a lot about like 6 cards, and that's it from our presentation.
Our presentation, exactly. So anyway, he is a fan favorite. He's been here on the Live Magic Q&A a few times, and we always love having him here. You guys always love having him here. So we brought him back again, and we're just so happy and thrilled to have him. Yay, James Devine, hello.
Hi, I'm so happy to be here. Woohoo!
Yes, this is awesome. We both have stars and blue backgrounds with stars.
I know. Well, my blue background with stars, but I also wore some purple just to like some healing purple.
Look at.
But also, yeah, purple to match your hair also. And I had to wear the sparkles for celebration. And because when I did my unboxing, every candle had glitter on the bottom. So I'm like imagining that shop where everyone it's just covered in glitter. I just think that it's just like, that's how I would like to work. I think that, who out there wouldn't love to work at a place where glitter is like something that happens?
I want to point out something though. You're going to be super proud of me, and your friend, the Earth Alliance, Pagan Earth Alliance, is going to be super proud of me, because that glitter that you were showing isn't glitter.
It's not.
It's mica glitter. It's made from the stone mica. So it's 100% natural, no plastic. Yes. We are a zero plastics glitter shop now. We have glass glitter, we have mica, and we have them for sale. And we also are introducing little glass beads that you can put on your candle spells.
Okay, so this is a question. Whenever people say put glitter on your candle, or I see a candle with glitter as for part of the fixing, I'm like, that is nylon that is gonna like burn or something in the candle. So what happens? Like, isn't it? I'm so glad that it's mica or that it's glass. It just seems like it's so much healthier.
Oh yeah. Well, okay. So first of all, the plastic actually doesn't melt when you have plastic glitter on a candle. It doesn't get caught on fire and doesn't melt. So it just pools. I don't know why the chemistry of it is that it doesn't catch fire. Who knows why? But it just pools with the wax. However, what makes it problematic is that it's microplastics, and those microplastics then go into the environment. Now, obviously, little bit of plastic is a little bit of plastic, and it's not like, oh my gosh, I have this giant, I don't know, ice chest that I'm now putting in the dump. Obviously, the ice chest going in the dump is going to be a bigger problem, but here's an opportunity where we can create something, and it's something that we can do that doesn't deny us the pleasure and the magic of having glitter on our on our candle magic, or whatever magic that we're doing, and we want to apply glitter to it. There are options. There are things called eco glitter. That's an option. That's a great option. Another option is the glitter that they have for cupcakes, because it's made out of sugar.
Oh, edible glitter. Yeah.
Edible glitter is another option. We don't sell edible glitter, but you're well, because I think it's, well, maybe I don't know. Who knows.
Just kidding.
But anyway, my staff is going to kill you because it's another product that we have to store on the shelf.
And
Chelsea's
it's
always going, you got too
perishable.
much stuff.
And it's
It's
perishable.
perishable,
Chelsea, get on it.
She's like, we don't have any more room for new
Stop it.
products.
Shut up, Jim.
But we do have, what we do have is glass. Yeah, she's saying
She's
stop
so
it.
funny. You're making me laugh, Chelsea.
But we do have glass glitter and we have mica, and both glass glitter and mica are environmentally friendly. Glass is just sand, basically,
Yeah.
that's been refined. And mica is just a stone. It's an actual stone.
Neither of them are going to float in the water looking like eggs of something that fish are going to eat or whatever.
Exactly.
Going to totally sink to the bottom and become sand and not be an issue.
Yeah.
And I just love that. I think that's so great. And that's the thing that I really appreciate, your thoughtfulness. I did that slightly tipsy unboxing of that box that you sent me. And whenever I order candles that are beeswax, so one of the things that I ordered, I thought, you know what? I want to burn my skull candle on the ancestor altar on like Samhain. And I realized that I didn't want to burn it because it's this gorgeous skull candle. And I thought, and I did buy a beeswax one from another company before because I just had it. And then I saw that on your site and I'm like, I'm going to buy one so that we have a backup. So we feel like we can actually use that for annual candle magic. And that black skull candle that I got, I love that it's beeswax, that all your candles are beeswax, that they're just so like, oh my gosh, the magic in them. And that mica glitter on the bottom just adds to it because I know it was like, there's just love everywhere sparkling. Yeah.
That was an accident. It was probably one that we used in the photo shoot and it got us a little bit of glitter.
Great. I'll take all of those.
Magic.
It's prefixed.
Exactly. But that's the other part of it too, is that like we keep trying and striving. And I have to credit you, James. So weird calling James. Now I'm going to order you to drive me somewhere, James.
Yes, home, my darling.
Because of the Pagan Earth Alliance, you are involved with the Pagan Earth Alliance, and that is about how we can be more mindful, more conscious of. So we've been really striving to like eliminate plastic in our packaging.
Yeah.
Using this, we reuse whatever we get with like if we do get plastic, it's plastic that we've gotten. We're not buying new. We're trying to have packaging that's reusable, glass whenever possible, and just trying to make things just less plastic. But boy, that has made me so aware of how much plastics there are. And by the way, I've just read an article about our recycling of plastics. Do you know about that?
It's really fake.
It's bullshit.
Like recycling.
They don't recycle plastics. They don't recycle plastics.
Most recycling, except for glass, is like, or some papers, it's really like a lot of it just ends up garbage. So reusing and composting are the two things that we do. One of the things we did in our home is we reduced our waste pickup can to the smallest possible, which kind of forces us to watch out for what we're actually putting in there. It's very hard, but we try to buy things and worry about the packaging that things are in when we go to the store and buy them, because we know that we've sort of a forcing function of ordering the smallest waste can that's possible from the city. So if you live in a city that does that, like Seattle does, that has been a really good motivator to and then we reuse like bags and everything and try to just, it's just and it's hard and that's why I appreciate Pagan Earth Alliance, because it's helpful to be like, what's the thing that might be better? And I think, this environment is so fragile right now. We are so on the cusp. And whatever we can do to feel better about it, I think that's important.
I mean, just every little bit helps. I mean, you
Yeah.
can't be perfect. You can't have, I mean, it's like so challenging to eliminate plastics entirely.
Yeah.
I suppose it can be done, but every little bit of consciousness and awareness about it, and trying to be like, we can't like when we have liquids, we have to put them in plastic because I mean, the bottle is glass, but there's a little plastic Ziploc to keep it from leaking because we have to
Right.
ship it through the mail. But when we package herbs, which are dry, we package them in glassine envelopes, which are
Right.
paper envelopes,
And they're
so
so
that it's,
classy. It's also so, like, getting a package from you, I kind of feel like I've gone back like 100 years. It's very
yeah,
cool.
we want to make it magical and special. Anyway, so we always put little gifts and things like that. We just do, we just try to get better and better. And
Amazing.
that's one of the things that I love about your friend, Kansas?
Kansas, yeah, the
Yeah.
Pagan Earth Alliance, yeah.
Who is just so encouraging of like, oh, you're doing better. Oh, that's great. Oh, you did that little thing. Oh, that's great. Like so encouraging, not condemning you because you're still
Right.
having, plastic tape or something like that.
That's right. And
We
I
just
mean,
keep trying to
that's
get better and better.
one of the reasons our coven has gone to all natural, non-paraffin, all natural candles, in our coven, whether it's, at least it's, even soy wax is better than paraffin, right? So,
Yeah.
so we have a bunch of different candles, and we've really moved away from paraffin into mostly beeswax and then it's also this idea of like, you're doing magic, like amp it up, right? Like for me, the quality of it. And I love how, you can get a birthday candle size or a mini candle size. I never do a full size candle when I do a spell of candle magic, because I want that to happen, right? And so I'll
You're
get
an Aries.
I'll get
Said the Aries.
one of your shorter tapers, and those are, oh my gosh, I've had such great results using those candles.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I wish I had your book with me, but I went to get it today and it was crossed in the mail. So, yes, I cannot wait to get that book. Oh,
The Book of Candle Magic is out, guys. And if you're here and you're like, I've ordered it on Amazon, where is it? We're still trying to find out why Amazon doesn't have it, but we have it at the Parlor of Wonders, and a lot of your indie bookstores have it, which is kind of great. It's kind of like there's part of it that I'm kind of like, good, we're beating Amazon at their own game. We've got the books and they don't, so I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to talk, but we're talking about all this stuff about taking care of the earth, something we didn't think we were going to be talking about, but we got started on that with the glitter. We always get started on something and start talking about something interesting to me. But we want to talk about, before we get into the questions, we want to talk about our class that is now available in a recording, and it's super exciting. Tell everybody about it.
So it was a while back, Pamita and I recorded the Palmistry Tarot mashup over Zoom like this. And we just had a blast laughing and like doing it, to nobody, just to record it, right? And we put it to the slide deck. And then I spent a lot of time editing it down into these consumable chunks. And it's now available as of this week online for you to take at your leisure, and with lifetime access, you can take the Palmistry Tarot mashup. Now, it's not as fun as seeing Madame Pamita in person and like laughing with us and like bantering or whatever, but it is still awesome and people are loving it. So it's $29. You can go, I don't know if I have it linked from my website yet, which is really terrible, but there is a link on my Instagram, and you'll see it. Also, Madame Pamita will start promoting it. I think she's decided like next week or something. So look for that, because there's opportunities to see it. And then we'll put up links at the end of this video later, but look for that on my social media on Instagram, Devine Hand Gym, and you'll find it. And it's just so much fun. Oh, I love what people are saying. Chelsea, it's a game changer if you read tarot.
I think it's an amazing class. I'm going to tell you why I think it's an amazing class, even though we did it together. But the feedback that I've gotten from people is that people who are tarot readers are like, oh my God, this is amazing. People who are interested in tarot or interested in palmistry, you'll learn a ton about palmistry by taking that class, and you'll learn about tarot from taking that class. So if you want an introduction to those two.
Right. And I'm giving people the downloads. So they have the downloads of the Divine Hand method. So they are like, wait, so you can learn it really easily.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's an amazing class, and we had so much fun making it. And I just encourage you all. I'll be promoting it on my, I don't know, on all my things. I'll be promoting it on all my things this week. But yes, so want to check that out. It's so much fun. And if you've ever wanted to take a class with us and you haven't been able to take our class together, now is your chance, and you can take it as slow as you want. You can take it in 5-minute increments. If you're just like, I have short attention span, I can only do a 5-minute class. We got that. We got you. So you don't have to sit for a whole class if you're that person that doesn't like to sit for a whole class. So yeah. Yeah. All right.
So
Do you want to get anything else that you want to get to before we get to questions?
let's see what else. Oh, I'm teaching the Modern Mudras. So so this is something I'm doing every Monday. I'm designing a mudra for the week based on the astrological, the astrology of the week. And so there's a hand gesture that can give you power, that can change your vibe, that can like help you go with the astrology rather than against it. And so that weekly mudra is also on my Instagram, but I'm also teaching a course on how to learn the basics of my method and create your own modern mudra for whatever it is you desire, which is something that I do for people. So if people come to me for a reading, one of the things we can do is design a mudra that is a magical hand gesture for you to use to create what you want, right? So
good.
it is amazingly powerful. It is like hand yoga. That's exactly right, Hillary. Or I call it, remember the power pose lady, right? She was on Oprah. She did power poses. Like if you're going into a meeting, you do this power pose beforehand. It's palmistry power pose.
You don't have to look like an idiot
Yeah,
standing in the
you
hallway
don't.
outside of your boss's
Although
door.
holding your hand like this as you're like going into something and like, right? But it's a magical hand gesture. Like this is this week's, right? And it's a magical hand gesture. And it's like the Mercury is square, Saturn and Mercury is currently square, Saturn and Jupiter. And so we're making that gesture so that we can work with that energy. And so each of the fingers is designed in a way to go with the astrology of the moment. And it's just so much fun to do. And it just occurred to me and I started just going with it. So that's
my gosh.
what's happening. So the modern mudras will be taught through our favorite little shop in Massachusetts, Bellingham, Massachusetts, the Robin's Nest.
Yeah.
In January. So look for that on my Instagram or other places. And then I'm going to be launching my Palmistry 101 course again in January. So if you just keep subscribe to my newsletter, to my email list on my website, I have a new download, a free download on finding the negative things in palmistry. How do you reframe negative palmistry? You can have a free 17-minute video, and I tell you about the history of palmistry. I tell you about why palmistry and other divinatory practices end up sort of leaning to the negative side, and what to do about it. Like, how do we reclaim some of those things that have been traditionally negative and find what they really are? My belief is there is nothing negative. There is not a single negative card in the tarot deck. There's not a single negative aspect in astrology. There's not a single negative thing on the hand. It's all just a box of tools. And are you going to use that hammer to build a house or to clock somebody over the head? Well, it depends who. but you can use it. You can use it for its highest and best purpose. And so what you need is a diviner, a spiritual advisor, someone who can help you navigate that and find a way to use that tool to its highest and best purpose, rather than sit there and say, oh, looks like you have the simian line, you're screwed, right?
Yeah, I think that's definitely true for me and tarot. And I know that I think that video is brilliant and amazing. I didn't know you had that video.
The free giveaway just went live.
Oh my gosh, that's why I didn't know, because it just went live. But a lot of people have had a palm reading and had a negative experience of something. But I knew that from being around you and teaching this class with people always in every workshop that we touched. Someone said, "Oh, I went to a palm reader and they said I had this horrible thing. Oh my God." And I think that poor person has been living with that for how
Yeah.
many years? How long have they been living with
Right.
that that fear about their hand?
I
So
I don't know
I
if
love
this
that.
was when we were together or no, I think it was a client that I had who said a palm reader at the beach. I think it was even at the beach near somewhere in Southern California, Santa Monica or something, or one of those beaches that are touristy. Um, who said a palm reader said that my husband was going to die within the first 2 years of our marriage. And they've been married for 30 years. He's alive and well. And she's been terrified her whole marriage. And
Mhm.
I'm like, that is such a terrible thing, right?
Yeah.
Scary. I really don't agree with that type of prediction.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that video is going to be helpful for people that have had that or are scared of palm reading because they're afraid they're going to find something negative.
Yeah.
And I think
17
that's
minutes, totally free. Just subscribe to my email list. You can then unsubscribe if you want. But I'm really proud of that video.
you won't want to unsubscribe though, because
Yeah.
you'll get all the announcements about all the classes
Yeah.
and everything. Alrighty, you ready to answer some
Let's
questions?
see. What are people saying?
Okay, so everyone's saying hi everyone. Um, love it. There's some new people in here, some old
Yeah.
timers. Yes, Buchanan saying, I love your background, Madame Pamita. You know what this is. I'm on RuPaul's Drag Race. I am the winner of RuPaul's Drag
So
Race.
don't F it up.
Lip sync for your life. So anyway, yes, hi everybody. Hello. All right, so we've got and Lizzie says, handsome as always, Jim. So cute.
Oh,
Oh,
Lizzie
so
is
sweet.
my #1 fan.
No,
I love
I
her
love
so
that.
much. Have you seen her new
Uh,
kitten? If
no.
you follow Lizzie on her Instagram or Facebook, she's got the cutest new kitten that is ridiculous.
Oh, I'm gonna go look in kitten creep on the kittens. I love looking at kitten videos. That was helping me on election.
I
Kitten
know,
videos
right?
and Harry Potter.
Oh my God, cat videos and Harry Potter and
All
whiskey.
right, so Helen has a question. What is a good spell that helps to move forward in a new job or career? I get overwhelmed with no direction. So this is a
Mm,
question, I guess you're asking. I want to have a direction. I want to get some energy. I want to get some movement.
I
What
love
would
that.
you recommend?
So, Helen, I will tell you, yes, I could talk about a bunch of other magical things you can do, but I'm going to talk about the palmistry. What is a mudra that might work for someone who feels overwhelmed with no direction? Okay. So here we go. So you want to think about extending your index finger. The index finger is the planet Jupiter, which is about sovereignty, leadership, power, expansion, fortune, luck. A lot of times people who feel overwhelmed are unconsciously curling or relaxing that index finger, right? And so it's, oh, I don't feel like I have power. I'm feeling powerless. I'm feeling crushed by the system or by the world, right? You can extend that, especially on your right hand, because your right hand represents you in the world, you in career. So extend that index finger and point magically or physically, point to the direction you want, point to things you want or that look interesting to you. That will expand them. That will send the energy of expansion, of power, of sovereignty towards what you want. While you do that, you kind of want to also extend your thumb. So you're kind of making this L shape or like a little bit of a pistol shape. This thumb is Venus and Mars, and that is the merging of desire and will, right? The desire of Aphrodite or Venus, the love of something, and the Mars energy of like the will and the struggle to go get it. And the thumb is the doer. That indicates our ability to take action. So if I wanted to like pick up this crystal, I would need to use my thumb to do it, right? Or your teacup or whatever. So you want to extend your thumb and extend that index finger and, think about like, yes, I want that. You can hold this up as a magical um, mudra, if you will, with your hands, and you'll feel that vibe. You'll feel that vibe of, wow, I can't sit still. Wow. All right, let's get to it. That'll start to happen when anyone does that.
I love
And
that.
by the way, for
Yeah.
anyone when you're done, close your thumb and curl that finger in, and you can go back to sleep.
I feel like that could be, I love that, first of all. And I feel like, wow, you could do so many things, because you could like go into a magazine and find pictures of people that you're like doing things that you want to do, or and then point to those pictures. Use your finger as your wand for
Yes.
pointing and focusing that energy toward what it is that you want to do.
Right.
Whether
One of
you're
the
looking
things,
at a picture on the internet, or a picture in a magazine or a book or whatever. Yeah.
one of the things
Words.
we talk about, I teach my students, we teach our students, you have everything you need to do magic standing naked in the woods. You have a wand at the end of right here, right?
Oh, I thought you were talking about another wand.
Well, that too, if you want. Half of us, some of the people have it.
Oh,
You have your wand here with your fingers. You have everything you need in your body itself, right? It's you're so magical. You are magic.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, the magic wand, as it is, as we know, it's like a point of focus. Your finger is your natural wand. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like that, and that index finger in particular. Even the magician is pointing in the tarot, is pointing down with one finger, wand with one hand, but finger with the other hand, and that can be that focus of will just through your fingers. So beautiful.
Totally.
I love that. All right, so Donna wants to know, everyone's loving your shirt, by the way. I've got lots of comments about
sparkles for the win.
I love your sparkles for the win. Donna wants to know, can you recommend the best way to learn about palmistry? What's the best way to learn?
Yes, I can. So the worst way to learn about palmistry is by reading a bunch of palmistry books. Although that's not the worst way. It is the way I did it. It just takes a long time, and the palmistry books all disagree with each other, right? So sign up for I'm going to self-promote and say, the reason I created a palmistry 101 course is because all of those books all these books here drive me crazy. And I have created a modern, relevant, applicable, based on the old palmistry, but updated for today method, and it's teachable and it's learnable. Madame Pamita has been co-teaching with me the Palmistry Tarot mashup across the country. And just from doing that, suddenly she thinks she can read. No, she is a really good palm reader.
No, and I took your class. I took your 101 class.
That's right.
I took your 101 class, and it is transformative. I got to tell you something, you guys. If you are one of those people like me who is a reader and a book person, and you have 5 bajillion, you can't see it. It's behind and backstage behind this.
Backstage behind the RuPaul's Drag Race stage.
Yes. I have a bookshelf full of books, and I have a whole section that's old palmistry books. And I would read these books. I mean, years and years and years I would do this, and I would go, gosh, I get it, but it doesn't really click for me. It feels too vague. That's what I always thought. I don't know if that's been your experience or anyone else's experience, but like, oh, this is a water hand, or this line means this. But then when you look at an actual palm, it doesn't look like the picture. So how do you translate that knowledge? So I would kind of look at my own hand and look at the book, and I couldn't define what it was, and I couldn't understand it. So it always, to me, felt very undefinable and vague in those books. Even though they're trying to teach you, it just doesn't seem like a book is really the best way to teach this information.
Well, I think the right book can. I think Tarot used to have that problem, but I think that with your book is amazing in teaching Tarot, because it makes it relevant to what's real. This is the way I teach. Why does this method work? I am making it relevant to real life. And if you're already a reader, you've already discovered Tarot, and you're a beginner or an intermediate with Tarot, I'm going to relate the things in palmistry to the archetypes and the basic magical ideas that exist in Tarot, that exist in astrology, that exist in all of those. So you can easily translate them one to the next and be this really multifaceted. That's why, Pam, you're able to remember it, because you're like, oh, I get it. This is like that. And these connect, right? So
There's a
like
correspondence. Yeah.
yeah, the correspondences, right? So just like I was talking about the index finger being Jupiter, that's the same Jupiter that's in your chart. That's the same sort of Jupiter that's in the tarot cards that's associated with, what card is it associated with again? I can't remember.
The
Emperor or
Jupiter,
something?
yeah, would be the emperor,
Yeah. So like that same sort of idea, we can make those translations really easily.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's why I think the class though is so valuable. I think I learned
Yeah.
like that class. I mean, I've read books and books and books for years and it never really clicked. And when I started learning with you, it clicked. So
So
anyway,
sweet.
highly
I'm glad
recommended.
it's working.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're going to be teaching that class in January.
Yep.
So it's going to be through the Robin's Nest. So you book it through the Robin's Nest.
Yeah, book that through the Robin's Nest. That's on the Modern Mudras, but I, on my own site, will be doing my Palmistry 101 also
101.
in January. So if you'd like to do
got
that,
it.
that's also cool.
Got it. All right. Anita said that was a fab unboxing. Prosecco's always a good idea.
Thanks.
Hi, Prudence.
Jim on Prosecco is always a good idea. I like it.
That's so funny. Chelsea goes, me too. Hashtag lazy witches. I'm not going to put a K on my magic. An extra letter I have to write. Oh, and you put the Sylvan tradition. Good. All right. So Bruce has a question. Is it wiser to do a curse on an evil person in power? Gosh, I wonder who we're talking about. Or to cast a spell that makes that person do good? Or something else? I've got another answer altogether.
Okay. So my answer is, well, this is a magical, it's kind of a deep question. Okay. Whenever a covener or a student is asking like about doing a curse, I like doing curses that are like a blessing. I bless you with so much success and happiness that you get out of my damn life. I bless you with that job that takes you across the
far away from me.
Yeah.
I've done that one before.
I
and
bless
it worked.
you with an appointment to a really fabulous job in South America. I don't know, or somewhere right far away from me.
The people of South America are like, fuck you.
Like, you don't bring me here.
Don't bring.
Yeah. So somewhere wonderful. I like giving, like, I like doing those types of like magic is like, may you find healing. May you find resolution. May you find like something that has you be a nice person. So that's how I like to do that type of magic. I think that curses, I have done curses. My curses always have a loophole, and I've only done curses for people that I absolutely know are themselves needing to be, that where I need to be protected from them. So I did a curse on someone where we couldn't actually the person couldn't be served with a restraining order due to their they were kind of homeless and they couldn't be served. So and this person was a threat to us actively, right? So I did a curse that was really more like a spiritual protection order. And around the edge in the magical writing, there was a loophole that says, if you make amends or find healing, this curse is, resolved and goes away. So I don't want to permanently curse somebody, but that's my ethic around that. And I've only done it once, and I can do it again. Don't worry. But I'm not against it, right?
Watch your back.
Watch it. I'm not against it. But I'm really about like, may this person be moved to healing. Even in that curse was protect us. May this person be moved to healing. So people looked at it. They're like, well, you did more of a protection spell than you did a curse. It was just a protection spell aimed at a particular person.
Yeah. Well, my thought on that is this. If you like where your attention goes, your energy flows.
Yeah.
So if somebody is making you miserable and you're obsessing about them, they may be using that energy. So you don't want to give too much energy to them. If you're not in immediate danger, obviously your situation is a different kind of situation. But if you're not in immediate danger from that person, you can put your attention and your spell work onto the thing that you do want, not the thing that you don't want.
Yeah.
That's another solution. Like, that's what the work that I've been doing is putting my attention on what it is that I do want in a certain thing that's been happening in our country lately.
Yeah.
I've been putting my attention and energy there, and it worked.
I
It
think there's
worked.
something to that saying that the universe doesn't hear the negative part of the words or the negative things. They just hear, like, that's even
Energy.
kids. Like, you don't say stop running, you say please walk, right?
Yeah. Tell
Because
them
the
what you want
kids
them to
will
do.
hear please walk, they will only hear running, right? So I think the universe has ears like that where they're like running, they'll hear that instead
Well,
of
there's also, I think, energetic jujitsu.
yes. Energetic, I call it
Peop
energetic aikido, where you take the energy
Yeah.
and move with it.
Oh, I call it, like, I don't know if jujitsu, I don't know anything about martial arts, so I may be using the completely wrong martial art. But I thought jujitsu is the one where you take the like your opponent's energy and you use it against them.
I thought that was
So
aikido, but maybe it's both. Someone must know of the people
so
who are
hey,
attending.
martial arts people
Oh
here,
my God, we're
tell
gonna
us.
get so martial arts splained now.
Well, whichever one it is. I call it that because you can take energy, and some people actually, we know people who thrive on negative energy.
We
They
do.
just like energy, right? Drama queens and drama kings who love people to pay attention to them. Narcissists, they don't care whether you're mad at them or you're happy with them.
At
They
least
just
you're talking
need
about
the
them.
attention.
Mhm.
Exactly. And that kind of person that likes a lot of drama will thrive on your energy, even if
Yes.
it's negative energy, and it feeds them. Energy vampires,
Yeah.
Colin Robinson. Colin
I
Robinson.
think it's better to do, you're so terrible. I love that show. Oh my God, it's ridiculous.
I'm referencing What We Do in the Shadows.
We're
Colin
referencing it.
Robinson.
That show is ridiculous.
He's the
I
energy
think
vampire.
it's really worth considering that maybe every spell you do is really a spell on yourself in some ways. And if you approach it, whether that's true or not, we can have a long 3-hour conversation about with lots of whiskey. But ultimately, if you approach your spells that way, as if it's also a spell that's on you, then you can be like, oh, well, what can I do about myself in this situation? How can I empower myself to stop watching the news that doesn't apply to me? Have limits around how I'm sort of engaging with said person or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. One of the things that one of my teachers when I was a young witchlet said to me is like, a witch that can't hex can't heal. But whenever you do a spell on someone, this was her ethics. I mean, this is not everybody's ethics, and everyone has to figure out their own ethics in witchcraft. It's not for me to say or anyone else to say, but this was a very wise thing to say, which is, if you're going to be, let's say, hexing someone or cursing something about someone about a certain thing, then you bind yourself also not to do that thing. So you can't
Love that.
bind someone from rape and then be a rapist, or bind someone against, child molestation and then go molest a
Or
child.
how about this?
Because
If you're really mad at someone and you don't want them to have monetary success,
then
even those thoughts, even being, my high priestess was very similar to that. And she would say, if you're jealous of Bill Gates or whoever multi-billionaire because they're so rich and you have issues with that, you'll never achieve wealth because you're putting that sort of like distancing that from you.
exactly, that's the law of attraction all the way.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
law of attraction all the
Same
way. So
idea.
so you either have to ignore it, like maybe you are feeling a bad feeling about it, and just ignore it or turn away from it if you can't get a good feeling about that someone else's success. But if you have but you also are bound to, like, whatever
Yes.
you're binding somebody to prevent them from doing, or hexing them or cursing them about, um you probably have to tread pretty carefully if you think you're going to do that thing and you're stopping them,
Yeah.
from doing that thing,
Totally.
so anyway. um okay, so Henry wants to know, how do I cleanse and reverse negativity other than just burning sage and a white candle? What are some ideas for reversing negativity or
Well, the
cleansing?
first thing I want to say is sage and a white candle work. So I wonder what's happening. Right? Like, okay, but that is a way to reverse negative and to cleanse negative energy. So I wonder what it is that's happening. If it's a space that you're trying to clear, There's a thing that that you can do where you ground a space by sending sort of grounding cords down and anchoring them in the earth. And the term or that method is called anchoring, and it's anchoring a space. And when I do it, we visualize it, and then I often put black pyramids in the corners of the room to sort of like symbolize that that's really held there in my sort of way that I've envisioned it. But there's a lot of different ways to sort of ground a space and keep it grounded by anchoring that ground into the center of the earth. You can, if it's yourself and your attitude, Madame Pamita sells the most amazing reverse negativity magical oil. I have it on my shelf, and whenever I'm feeling kind of bitchy, I unbitch myself by anointing, that around, right? Unbitch yourself so you can witch yourself. So that's something that can be really helpful, is that olfactory sense. The sense of smell can trigger like, chill out, Jim, chill out, Henry, right? Whatever you need to sort of like get yourself off your sort of negative trip. If you're trying to change the negativity of another person, I would think about like sweetening up the relationship, sweetening up your attitude towards that situation or towards that person. And there's a lot of different ways to do that. You can think about what they like, the sense, the vision, the things they see that they like, and you can bring those into the environment that will switch someone's energy up as well. And those are the things that I can think of right away. But I would also really look at, if burning sage and a white candle, you say just burning sage and a white candle, those are not just things. Those are very, very powerful and very effective. So I would wonder why that's not working. And that would be something to start to look at.
I think there's some things that if you are, like that come to mind, like if you are, burning sage in your home, but you're still having some bad luck in the home or in your environment, then you might want to do like a very thorough cleanse of the home, the energy of the home, and make an offering to your home spirit.
Yeah.
Your domovic, which we call in Ukrainian your domovic, or your home spirit. Because if you're having, it may be that your home spirit, which could be your ancestor, domovic is an ancestor home spirit. You could have a little ancestor altar or do some kind of ancestor work or house spirit work and clean your house up and do a cleanse where you add a magical substance to the cleansing water. So
Yep.
you can add an oil that's already prepared, like energetic purification oil, reverse negativity oil. If you're having issues with abundance, you could add, prosperity oil, abundant prosperity oil, or something like that. And you could add a few drops of that to your wash water and then wash the walls and wash the floor. Or you can burn camphor, is another very strong cleanser healer for a space, and you burn camphor on a charcoal. But I think, there's another thing. It's if you're having bad luck in a home, or you're having sort of, what feels like maybe negative energy, poltergeisty kind of energy. It may not be a poltergeist. It may be a house spirit that's being neglected. And those, we can view them as our ancestors. We can view them as good folk, fae folk, or, whatever you want to, however you want to define them. But maybe your house spirit needs to be attended to. I had an experience, Jim remembers, with my house spirit taking my key and hiding my one key to a safe deposit box. It was like, are you kidding me? And then it appeared after I took care of my house spirit. Yeah. Now now I've got altars all over for my house spirit.
We call them the fae. So in our tradition, we work with the fae, and we actually honor the fae or the fairies of the plot of land that our house is on. So we have a fairy altar, a fae portal. We invite them to work with us in a positive way. So this is a great point, is learn about the spirits, the entities, the fairies, the fae that are in your space, and honor them, the ancestors, the native people that are there. I am coming to you from unceded and occupied Duwamish territory in Seattle. And so having that acknowledgement and keeping that also there is another thing to do. And so there's a lot of things that can help sort of clear that as well. And so those are type of things that you can look into. Does this work, better? Are there other things that are there? I think that's a great point. We do all those things. We have charged little statues around that have eyes. And those are the sort of watchful guardians over the house as well. And so we put energy into those as home guardians. And that's also a thing that you can do too.
Yeah. In the Ukrainian tradition, you have that house spirit, like a house elf, like Dobby, but they have that in Celtic practices, piskies, not pixies, piskies.
The Romans too,
And
they always had their house spirits.
yeah, what do they call the begins with L?
The Lowries,
Roman
I
one.
think, or the Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. And so, learn in your tradition, maybe in your cultural tradition, what the house spirits are, what the home spirits are, and how they like to be treated. Maybe it's working with saints or angels, or putting, an ancestor altar, or doing something like that, where you get this assistance of your spirits around you. You get their assistance. So it may not be bad luck. It may be that they're trying to get your attention,
Yeah, right.
Let's see what else we have. Amy says, I love glitter. All right. Amy says, I've been doing candle magic in glass encased candles like vigil candles and would like to use them again. Is it okay just to wash out my glass and reuse it? Let's talk about washing out glass. Or is there a ritual way that I should do it? Do you ever reuse your glass?
We do. So we make candles ritually at Candlemas or at In Bulk. And we often will have a candle making party. And so we will reuse the glass. If people bring them, we say, bring your glass. And part of the ritual is cleansing the glass. And so we do that by, one of the ways to remove the wax is, of course, to heat up the glass and get the wax out. But we also then scrub it with salt. And so we have a way to do that, to scrub the glass. And sometimes it takes off the paint if it's like one of those vigil candles, that has the paint on it. Yeah, the screen. Yeah. But we have reused those because I don't know. I mean, now I feel kind of like, maybe we shouldn't have done that. I think that but it worked for us. It works for us because we have taken the time to ritually cleanse the actual glassware, and we're pouring fresh wax in. So I think that sort of does it.
Yeah, I mean, you use a candle holder over and over again, right?
What we don't reuse is the wax. So we would never reuse you can do a lot of other things with the wax, but the wax was always discarded, never reused.
Yeah. Well, one of the great things about beeswax is you can take the leftover beeswax of your candle, and with the warmth of your hands, you can soften it. That is only beeswax that you can do that. And you can make a little talisman of some kind to put on an altar or to symbolically leave at the crossroads. That's like one of the things that I've gotten into lately, is not leaving all of your stuff at the crossroads, but just taking a piece of the wax and leaving it at the crossroads. So that you're not leaving a big pile of trash, but you're leaving something that can actually go into the ground or be absorbed into the ground, and it's not harmful. Or you can make a talisman that you can carry with you or something like that. So absolutely, if you want to clean your glass out, I don't think there's anything wrong with that at all. What I do is I put the oven on the very, very lowest, the W of the warm, the lowest heating temperature that you can, because all you need is 160 degrees. So put it on the W of warm on your oven, put your glass containers on something, a cookie sheet or something, so that
with a rim, not the flat cookie sheet.
Yeah. With a rim. That's important. A baking sheet, I guess they're called. And then, or a pan or something like that. And then sit them in there for 10, 15 minutes. And then with an oven mitt, pull them out, and then take a paper towel, and you can wipe out, clean out that inside of the candle jar.
Yeah. We weren't that smart. We always did it in a in water, and then we had to skim off it was so
It's a
stupid.
big mess. It's a big mess. And I mean, through many, many, many years of doing candle work, this is the
Much
way that
smarter.
I've discovered of cleaning. I've tried everything under the sun, put it in the freezer, put it in hot water, put it in the microwave. None of that works as well as just putting it in the oven, softening the wax and taking a paper towel and wiping that out,
Yeah.
and then discarding that paper towel. And that way you can clean up your dish, your tray, your glass, or whatever it is. But you want it on the lowest temperature. You don't need it very hot to get it to melt. So,
Can we get to one more question? Because I really want to answer Lady Raven's question.
okay, answer Lady Raven's question. Are you skipping people?
No, I don't think I skipped anyone.
Okay.
I was
Where's
just
Lady
like,
Raven's question? I don't even
so
see it.
can I be you for a second? I'm going to be Madame Pamita, right?
Oh, I see it now. I see it now. Never mind.
Read it.
I've always wanted to learn palmistry, and when I was much younger, I'd picked up several books on it, but was never able to latch onto it like I did with other divinatory tools. Is there a way to remove that blockage?
Lady Raven, you do not have a blockage. That is my realization about palmistry, is that the books are so like, and that's what you experience, right, Pam?
100%. 100%.
But
You don't have a blockage. You just you just have need a different modality for learning than a book. I just don't think that the books, I think books are good. And now I look back at the books with what I learned in your class, and I'm like, oh, I understand that now.
Right.
Because the class helped me understand it. So I think the books are great for when I have to make a reference, but the platform that I learned was when I learned with you, and then I could go back to the books and go, oh, I see what they're doing there.
Right. And my book will help you when it comes out. Don't worry.
Yeah.
but yes, I mean, there is not a blockage to palmistry, but so many people say that. I have talked to professional readers who are super successful. Madame Pamita is one of them. Teresa Reed, we've talked about this. I've talked about this with like so many people who are like, I just could never get into palmistry. Like we've been in those conversations, you and I, Pam, when we were like talking to like Tin Can Tarot and other people that do Tarot. They're like, I've never gotten into palmistry. I could never figure it out. Over and over, that's what people say. And I'm like, that's because the book that you need hasn't been written yet, but I'm working on it. And the course that you can take is there. And take it from people who have taken the course. Like,
I'm telling you, it will change your whole understanding of palmistry, and you'll feel confident, and you will feel like you can read a palm.
Yeah.
Like I feel now like I could read a palm. I'm not going to be
that's going to be your drag name.
But...
Your drag name is Rita Palma.
No, my drag name is Crystal Ball.
Oh, that's right. My drag name is Rita Palmer.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Since you're on the drag stage, we had to bring it up.
Yes. Okay. One more thing before we go, because Ruben has a super quick question. I had a question about the Lover's Passion Candle and your Skull Candle. Can you inscribe the name of your target on the candle in place of using a petition paper? Absolutely, 100%. You can always write your words of intention, inscribe them, write the names of the people, whatever you want on a candle. If it has enough surface space on it, you can do that. So yeah, that's no problem whatsoever. You can do that, Ruben. That's no problem. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's so many great questions. Well,
I know. Well, we'll have you on again. I know we'll have you on again. So next week, I want to tell you guys who's going to be on next week. Next week, we have Horizon. This is really going to be an exciting one. So Horizon is someone I've known on Instagram for a long, long time. And he has a website, or not an app now, that is a dating app for pagans, witches, and spiritualists.
What?
Yes, it's called Eros and Venus. He's just introduced it. It's on Google Play, and it's coming to Apple, Apple, whatever. What's it called? iTunes, not iTunes. Apps.
App Store.
Apple apps.
The App Store.
I have an iPhone. I should know that. It's going to come to I think it's there, but for sure it's on Google Play right now. And it's an amazing thing. And he's going to have an amazing deal for people who are wanting to date, and you want to meet other witches, other spiritual people, other people who are pagans.
Instead of swiping right, you have to like do a pentagram if it's a yes. I'm kidding.
Oh my gosh. You need to come next week and suggest that.
I'm going to be in the chat with everyone. Totally rabble rousing.
But Horizon's going to be here. He is always posting amazing things, and I'm very, very excited to have him. I've never actually met him, but we've known each other on Instagram, and he had this thing coming up with this app. And I'm like, oh my God, that's amazing. You need to come on my show. So we're going to have him on next week, and it's going to be super fun. So I hope you will join us. You'll find out, all you single people out there. So we're going to have learn about that, and also about witchcraft, because he's a practicing witch. So yeah, so it's going to be fun. Anything else that you want to say, Jim?
This was so much fun.
Oh my
I
gosh,
just want to be with you every week.
I know, huh? Anyway, so let's remind everybody about your classes coming up. And well, my class is December 6th, same time as this. It's 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, but it is also recorded. So if you can't make December 6th because you have something else going on, don't worry, sign up for the class and you will get the whole recording and you can watch it. Everyone's going to get the recording, whether you attend or don't attend. So if you go and you're like, oh my gosh, I want to go back and refresh and remember that, you can still get that recording. But if you can't make it, you can get that recording. What do you have coming up?
So like we said, online in 2 hours, I posted a link, but I can post it again. This page that I just put in there will have a live link to the Palmistry Tarot Mashup. You can sign up and take it anytime, 24/7 at your own pace, lifetime access, $29. Totally awesome.
Such good. So good.
And just sign up for my, I have a free download of how to reverse the negative things in palmistry. It'll actually teach you how to reverse anything. It's a really universal, you'll learn so much more. It's free. It's 17-minute video. It's on my website by just signing up for my email list. Those are the 2 things I have.
And then you have your classes coming up, Robin's Nest in January.
Yeah.
That's Modern Mudras.
And Intro to Palmistry in January.
Intro to Palmistry, which everyone is very excited about. A lot of people are asking about that. Well, it was great to have you on. I'm so excited to get together with you anytime we get. I love you too. And I love all you guys, all you Spell Squad members. It's so great to have you here. I hope you join us next week. And then I've got some other guests I've got to line up and get sorted with the dates. And then we're going to have that up on the calendar. So if you ever want to check and see who's going to be there, of course, you're going to get the email. But you can always check at the Parlor of Wonders, go to Ask Me a Question. And then you'll get to the live Q&A. I kind of made it a different link now. Ask me something. Ask me a question. Got a question? Got questions. I think that's what it says, something like that. Anyway, you'll find that, and then the calendar will be there. It was great having you. Great to see all of you. And I'm very, very excited that we have a new day dawning in our country.
Yay!
I'm gonna say that. Yeah, that's why I got a blue stars in my background, even though it's RuPaul's Drag Race. I haven't watched any of the latest episodes of RuPaul. I haven't watched in a little while. I have to get
You're going to take your gay card away.
I know they are going to take my gay card away.
Your gay man card away.
I am going to take my gay man card away.
She stole mine. She doesn't really have a gay card. She just took it out of my wallet and confiscated it because she wanted her own. I just
scribbled out his name and wrote my name on it. All right, you guys, I love you. We'll see you next week. Thanks for being here. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you soon. All right, bye.
Bye.